What's up, everybody? So it's John D. Contradiction, and this is Not Your Man's episode 3. We had a good episode last week. We got a nice little roundup, and now we're going to go for this past week that just happened. We're going to go through our reviews, but first make sure to follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at Not Your Man's, NOTYAMANZ, but also listen to the podcast. It's on everything now. It just got fixed on iTunes because of some bullshit, but I put assholes in the description, and I didn't realize that's a no-no for Apple, and everywhere else was posting it, no problem. But Apple was just nah. So I fixed that up. So it's up on everything now. Spotify's a little more difficult to get it on there, but it's on there. It's on that, TuneIn, Stitcher, all that bullshit. And if you broke and don't got any of that, it's on SoundCloud and YouTube. It's a free app, so if you're broke, you can't get a free app. That means your credit card's still attached to your iTunes. But yeah, we're gonna go around.
We're trying to hit every demographic.
Just get a gift card, man. I'm gonna tell you from experience working at the Apple Store. Just get yourself a gift card. Put it on the account once. Once you put that on the account once, you good. You can get all the free apps without having to have a credit card or a debit card. You can be off the grid. Yeah. You can just put your Rush card on the account, and you still be good.
Oh, my God.
But, sir, anyways, introduce yourself. We got the engineer, the man, the myth, the legend.
It's your boy, DJ Philly C, of the DJ Philly C world, PhilipCharlesProductions.com.
And then today, we actually got, we're missing a member today. We're missing WLP. And we have the lovely Angie. She goes by Ayo on the review. Say hello.
Hey, girl.
Hi, everyone.
Hey, girl.
I'm filling in. I'm
You're
here.
the one that I'm
Phil.
really pursuing, and I'd like to get your number and then get you your name.
Oh man,
sorry.
You know, I just came to I just came to a realization. She's Angie Martinez.
Oh, get out of
Your
here.
last, your last name Martinez?
No.
Oh,
but she's our Angie
DJ.
Martinez because her name's Angie.
No.
No, I got that part. I was like, wait a minute. I was like, oh, that's how you Nigerian. You Puerto Rican. That's why you Nigerian. I get it now.
Everybody, Ayo, Angie,
I'm definitely
AKA
Charlemagne.
14% Nigerian, AKA I got freckles only on my nose and predominantly. All right, so we got our offsiders.
I'm only here
Yes, her
to
French.
make you guys sound good like Phil. That's it.
Her Angie's Prince boyfriend is going to get your credit card information to make sure that he gives you back $500,000, but he just needs $1,000 now today. All right,
14%. But and we got our offsiders. You guys introduce yourselves, not all at once.
Swalco, bitch.
Swalco, bitch. I need that sound. But I'm going to put that on a mixtape.
Yes.
You absolutely Swalco, bitch. What's going on, guys? It's Mark, a.k.a. M.
Just one letter.
It's like he spelled out a word.
People out here.
And it's the last guy himself, JP here. What's up, everybody? How's it going?
What's good, JP?
Yeah. All right.
Gang.
So now after a 10-minute intro, so this week, so we got a list of things. So we're going to try to split things up. We got our projects that went out. So this week that passed, we only had 4 not my manses go out. So we'll start from the beginning
impressive.
as always. But these are big ones, so we're gonna have a good time with them. But to start off the week, the first review we posted was Shabaam Sahdeeq's album, and that's Timeless of the collection. That album I went crazy with it. I gave it like an 8 out of 10. It was fire, and he reposted it. His management group reposted it. Instagram, on Twitter, on everything. A bunch of his fans were jumping at us. People were commenting on us. It was dope. Well, even one person thought when he reposted the review that he judged his own music that way, which I thought was pretty cool. And they were like, yo, you called your own song boring? It was kind of funny, but he showed mad love. But yeah, man, what'd you guys think about it?
8 out of 10.
I thought it was fire.
8 out of 10 is strong. No, my bad. Go ahead.
No, we're all agreeing with you.
That's a way to go. I think that's hilarious that people think that that's his that's
His own review.
It's like, I like all these tracks except for this one. I wasn't.
He reposted on Instagram, right?
He was like,
yeah, the context is kind of weird.
People were like, oh, I like this one, but my producer made me make that one, so I wasn't feeling it. But management said I needed a street track, so
This is an industry plan.
It was dope, man. It's dope to see like these older dudes do it too, because like Yeah, he's been around for a minute, and you see it like even like the cover is a picture of him, and he looks like an old. He's 44, so he looks like an old dude. Like, you know what I'm saying? You just could see an old head. So I feel like no young buck is gonna bump something with a dude that already looks like an old dude. He's like a vet. You know what I'm saying? You could hear that polish.
Oh yeah,
This is dope.
He's and then you can tell he's polished. He's got a lot going on. Like, so he's in that realm with the Def Squad. You know, those cats, because that's where Redman's at right now. That's where Method Man's at. And then
Redman's still
all
looking
of those motherfuckers are still doing, like, you seen the last Method Man freestyle.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. He went in. How long he went in for, like 10 minutes?
He was losing his mind.
No beat. You know? So, like, he's in that realm with the veterans that we know. And, you know, like John has said, it's like, you know, some of these younger cats, they hear or they see an image of, you know, somebody that looks like that in his 40s. Looks like he's in his 50s.
Yeah. He looks like an older,
you know,
a little more light-skinned primo.
He looked kind of broke down, like, you know what I'm saying? He looked like the dude that's going to ask you for Lucy.
Yeah.
But, like, you know, he got bars, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It puts into, like, the whole perspective of like this is actual grown man rap.
Yeah, this is hip hop.
Yeah, hey,
Exactly.
There's literally a song on the album called "Grown Man Rap."
Facts. and looking at it now, it got a fire because that's what I like. But no, that song is fire, and he's got some dope features on there. Master Ace,
we
Razzcast.
definitely grew up on that '90s grown man hip hop. That boom bap, yo.
And but you can definitely see people always hate on boom bap because it's boom bap that's like real underground blah blah rippity rap.
It's not underground,
but it's not everyone can do it.
Well, first of all, it's not underground.
Everybody can do boom bap.
Yeah, like young kids suck on it. That's why you don't want to hear them.
Because they're not used to it.
They're
mimic what you know.
Used to it. That's what it is. So this is my thing. Like, you know, who of the not to get off track, but of the culture right now, whoever's banging on boom bap is guys like Logic. I just put Logic on one of my mixtapes, and the track was a New York sounding, you know.
Which track was it?
I can't remember, man. It was
off the new tape. He had a couple of songs that were pretty boom bap.
One of his newer tracks is definitely like a boom bap. Like it had the old school syncopation, the old school drums, and it was like, okay, all right, like boom bap is one of those sounds that you feel it before you even hear the lyrics. You know the lyrics is gonna be dope, like because you can't disrespect.
But see, the thing is with boom bap too, if they're not dope,
you see it right away,
and you're just not with it. You're like, nah, get this. Then, but see, even like me, I'll even if I hear some boom bap shit and it's not dope, I'm like, man, get this shit out of my face. Get this.
You're just
boom
trying
bap.
to sound like it.
Yeah.
You have to come a certain way, like
yes. It was kind of like when and he did his thing on it, but when Lupe redid Troy, it was kind of like
he like just hit the mark.
This ain't it.
And usually he kills it for me, but his style has always been so lax that it just isn't just there for.
Because I was having this conversation this week. There's certain songs you don't cover, you don't recreate, you don't do over. Like in the conversation.
Taylor Swift.
Yes, the conversation came up because of Taylor Swift's recreation of Earth, Wind, and Fire. And this is why I like this is why I like doing what we do. Because this means everybody here that knows this reference, understands this conversation, is a lover of music.
Fact.
You know what I'm saying? There's certain songs you don't touch. September was one of those songs. You just don't touch it. It didn't need to be.
I mean, I'm sure there's somebody that could do it. But she ain't the one.
Yeah.
No, I get it. No.
See, if she would have, then there would have been some, like the world would have changed.
My thing is, I'm not saying that nobody could have done it. That's not what I'm saying. If you take it like that, that's wrong. It's not that nobody could have done it. It's nobody needs to do it.
Yeah.
Like the song,
it's the same concept with movies, man. People run out of ideas, so they go, "Oh, this worked. I'm gonna just do that again."
Yeah, no, it doesn't work.
That's a whole different subject.
It doesn't work. They struggle with the Ninja Turtles. Ninja Turtles was a franchise.
I was talking about music too, though.
I know, but Ninja Turtles was a
he had the movie ready.
Oh yeah, Oh, I have so many gripes. So many
Every time I
gripes.
see a movie, I'm just
Struck a
My
nerve.
clip is loaded with gripes, with remakes. I'm waiting for them to remake Back to the Future, so that
No.
If
I hope that
they
never
do
happens.
that, I will.
I'll burn
I
down
hope
movie
that
theaters.
never
Exactly.
happens.
Thank you.
That'll
They can't make Back
radicalize
to the
me.
Future.
Jesus
They can't
And then they're gonna- what they're gonna
Only thing
do
that
is-
happen, it makes the movie false.
yeah, but they're not, and they're not even going to use a DeLorean, a new one. They're going to use like a Pontiac because they went out of business.
A
That's gonna be
Tesla,
like
a Tesla
Yeah.
car.
It's gonna be a Tesla. Yeah, that's what I was
Tesla's
gonna
still
say.
around.
It's gonna be a
That's why.
shit.
Elon Musk is gonna be Doc Brown.
It's gonna be a Chevy Bolt. No, it's gonna. You know what? They're gonna fuck it up and they're gonna make Morgan Freeman Doc Brown just because it has to be.
I'm not gonna
because
lie,
they need
that would
something
be
to
dope.
make us all go see it.
Oh,
yeah,
That's literally what's
No
gonna make
Morgan
us-
Freeman slander.
It's Bryan Cranston.
Oh no,
from
this is not
fucking-
Morgan Freeman. It's not Morgan Freeman slander. It's just they're gonna put Morgan Freeman in it because they're gonna make it feel like okay, this time we need to make it diverse. Like there was nothing wrong with it the first time.
Jim Carrey. Jim Carrey would make a good Doc
The
Brown.
Rock
Yes.
and Kevin Hart. That's going to be Back to the Future.
I wouldn't see it if it's Kevin Hart.
It's gonna be The Rock Brown.
Oh, the Rock is
Because
gonna
it
be Doc Brown,
wouldn't
but
be
it's
him
gonna be
actually
Rock Brown.
hoverboarding. The whole movie would be him just complaining about how fast the hoverboard goes.
It's just be the Rock carrying him everywhere.
It's gonna be The Rock Brown.
Piggybacking him the whole way.
That.
The Wayne Brown and Kevin Hart.
But back to going forward, back to the reviews, man. So, second project of the week. See, now I can't stop thinking about that awful remake we just created that Hollywood's gonna steal from us. But so
I
second
guarantee
album.
it's gonna be Morgan Freeman. It's gonna be Morgan Freeman. It's gonna like Marty.
Phil C's going to be putting money on that.
Now, when you hit a
Marty.
certain speed, Marty, you hit this motherfucker right here. But, so the second project, this is a good. Last week was a good week. Because you see it, it's in production.
Ah, it is freckles and everything, man.
Oh man, but so second review of the week, which is a good week for me. It was battle rappers. So the first bit of proof, there's another one. First bit of proof that battle rappers can make good music. It's T-Top. So T-Top put out an album, Bare Necessities, and it was a short album, about seven songs, and they all pretty much got almost damn near a sweep of just fires across the board. It was dope. That should actually show people that even though they mainly their careers are made rapping off beat and all that creativeness, that they can go on wax if they actually try, because he did sit out for a little bit.
They went to the RZA School of Hip Hop.
He studied for a little
I
bit.
picture
and he was
that,
like,
you know, when
what?
they
I
wheel in
can
the
rap
T-
now.
So RZA teaches drunken freestyling.
You know when they wheel in the TV like in class, it's just like the old WuTang movies. Like they're like, all right, today, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna watch these.
My style is the best style.
But yeah, that project was dope, man. I actually had that on my radar because I'm a big battle rap fan. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna do a battle rap album. And then another one came out, which threw me off guard. But after that, there was another classic boom bap, old school New York dude who put out an album, and it's Planet Asia put out an album, The Golden Buddha. And this
hell of a
album
name.
is my first 10 out of 10.
That fucking album mind fucked me.
The album was flawless as far as I'm concerned. There wasn't
It was-
a single thing I didn't
It was
like on
dope,
it.
but 10 out of
Mind
I still can literally loop this album, and it just feels like I'm in a time machine with Morgan Freeman.
Morgan Freeman again.
But
We're gonna make it
gave
happen.
me a crazy feel.
It's
Like,
your kids, Marty. Something's got to be done about your kids, Marty.
It's my moles, Marty. They're disappearing.
dude, so speaking of Morgan
Roads.
Freeman, he's in the new
We
South
won't
Park
need
game,
roads.
and it's pretty
Where
fantastic.
we're going, Marty, we won't need roads. There's penguins.
Oh, Morgan Freeman needs to be. He needs to be
Instead of
frozen.
hoverboards, they
He
just
needs to be
ride
frozen
penguins.
and kept for the future.
This is the Emperor Penguin, Marty.
They need, you know what they need to do? They need to have Morgan Freeman record every word in the English dictionary.
So if he does
In
die, we
every,
need to just
in
re-put
every
on stories with his
inflection,
voice.
every tone, every mood.
Dude, that would-
just so.
This is a giant
That would,
soundboard
yeah, I
for
was about to
Morgan
say
Freeman.
that would like
Super
imagine-
hollow.
how much would they sell that
Yeah,
soundboard? Like how much would they sell that for? Just the Morgan Freeman sound package.
They got to give it away for free for the culture.
Yeah, that's just gonna be like eminent domain.
But,
I'll buy it and leak it for the culture.
Oh, 1,000,000%. But yeah, this project blew my mind, man. And one AZ snuck himself onto the album, which I really like. Yeah, and his song's fire. But this is as boom bap as it gets, man. This is like raw street stuff, like flows. Everything is very, very clean. Everything he says is dope. It's dope, man. It brings you back in time where, like, for 15 tracks, like, he didn't slack on one track, and the production is crazy.
But if you look at him, it's an old head again.
Dude, yeah, the cover, he's wearing, like, a matching sweatsuit.
Music,
He's, like, got the old school throwback, like, matching sweatsuit.
Yeah,
He just needs
you know
the
what?
ornamental glasses.
He's got on his tracksuit just grilling you right now.
Yeah, but
Like he rocked velour inside the booth the whole time.
no, like he rocked velour the first time it was fine.
Suede.
Like, he had to rap a certain distance from the microphone or else it'd be static.
He bought that outfit from Dapper Dan himself,
Yes.
and then he wore it every time it was popping.
Oh,
Every
yeah.
time, every resurgence, he was like, "Oh, velour's coming back."
But this cover, like, the cover's so
This is
simple,
it.
but, like, you look at it and I'm just like, oh, there's going to be raps on here. Like, I look at this picture and I just want to hand him the rock and let him get a free jump shot off middle of a game.
You can tell by the bags in his eyes that he's dope.
Dude, that's a fact.
Can't sleep because all the bars.
Too many
Yo.
bars. But, yeah, man, it was crazy. But then we had, after that, what we got going on here? We had the, what's it, St. John album, Collection
That
1.
album. That album took me to church. It has that like vibe to it, you know what I mean? It has all that instrumentals, the piano, you know what I mean? It did have some sleepers on it, but overall it was a great project. Very
Oh
dope.
yeah, he has a crazy voice. I don't know if it's two dudes, but yeah, I think it's one dude. But he has a crazy voice. Like
Yes,
his voice
absolutely.
it's actually really unique. Like because there's a lot of like those singers that everybody gets featured on or whatever, and you know those new age people. But I'm surprised no one's like jumping at this dude. Like everybody right now is going at like Dolla Sign and like Jacquees and shit.
Well, yeah,
But
Jack
this
Queen-
dude's
well,
voice is probably one of the most unique voices I've heard in a while.
Ty Dolla Sign.
Yeah.
Ty Dolla Sign's getting beef. Ty Dolla Sign's gonna get beef or get shit because he's that nigga right now. It's like
He has that rasp to him though, the St. John though. That's what I like about him. He's like rough. I
Yeah.
don't like that Ty Dolla Sign's that like,
yeah.
oh like
Like he smokes a pack
radio
a day.
music.
Yeah,
yo, well, Ty Dolla Sign is a radio artist.
yeah.
You know how-
He's
you know how I know?
specifically made for making radio.
Because
too.
on the mixtapes that I put out, I think I got like 4 Ty Dolla Sign tracks on the 2 mixtapes that I put out.
Yeah, but I feel like if St. John was put in the same situation that Ty Dolla Sign's is in, he can do the same.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just the backing they have.
It's-
Ty Dolla
it-
has that backing.
Ty Dolla has
Ty Dolla Sign has been doing it radio for the last like 4
Ty
years.
Dolla Sign got green eyes, man. He likes skin with green eyes. He's winning 10 times
Ty
out of
Dolla
10.
Sign's been writing for a long
He's an
time.
industry plant.
Facts. And he got abs, man. How do you beat that?
And he got nice dreads.
Damn.
Yeah. Anybody can have dreads, but he has nice dreads.
Yep.
Yes.
Yo, fact. They always look crisp. You can't Photoshop dreads.
His,
If you put him
his dreads
in,
aren't crusty.
He got
if you
nice
put him in
dreads.
Whoopi Goldberg backwards, I'll have a hard time.
You know what? He has first world dreads.
Damn.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
He goes to a salon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like someone who went to school, not someone who was like
His
hurting
dreads
their
are on
kids.
purpose.
He gets retwisted twice a week.
He has dreads on
Damn.
purpose.
I like that. He has dreads on purpose. That's fantastic. But oh, actually, back to that Planet Agent one. We got a retweet of that too. He
Oh yeah.
yeah, he retweeted
that's
the review,
dope.
man. That's
what's
dope.
up.
Yeah, man, felt good. Actually, another one that was dope on there. Pause One was on that. I believe he was on that release, and he just added us, and he's been checking out everything we've been posting, which is
Really?
dope. Yeah, on Instagram, which is cool, man. Like, yeah, it's, it's good to see these older cats actually.
What happens
Showing
is
us love.
What happens is you create a relevancy when you're consistent.
Hey, facts.
The key to this
That's why I had to split it up, man.
is the consistency.
I got like very.
And when I say
specific
consistency, I don't mean how thick the liquid is.
Oh my
mean,
God.
sauce.
Consistency.
God damn.
How many times do you do this a week?
Stop it.
Say consistency one
drinking.
more time.
I've been drinking like Beyonce, so right now I'm like
I was about to call you that. Okay.
I'm leaning left ways when I really need to
I
go
was
the
gonna say,
right
Philly
way.
been drinking. He been drinking.
You know, I'm singing like I did your fish right now.
It's about to turn into my other podcast right now. Real quick, it's about to turn to Hipster and Homeboy podcast.
Oh man. But so after that we got another release that one of my homeboys on Facebook, John Kennett, he always is like, yo, you should review this, He's always throwing he's the man.
I always see him.
He's the man. And you talk to him about hip hop, he'll blow your mind. Like Phil, you and him would go toe to toe. You go toe to toe. He knows some things, man. Okay. I mean, but cause I can talk hip hop with you, but sometimes I'm like, yo, Phil knows a little too much. You make me want to just open a book, but
silly out here, super Hennessy, like I wish.
Not a lot of people make me want to just Google hip hop because I don't like to do Google things much, So Phil fucks me up sometimes, but this dude, yeah, he's dope. But he threw this album from Invisible Ink called Fine Print, and this album is smooth. Just looking at it, just waves all over the place. It's a smooth release. It's a good time, man. I think
like
Angie, you checked this one out too, right? What'd you think of it, girl? Smooth?
I liked it, yeah.
You said it was like a water park.
No, yeah, but they were dope, man. The project was dope, and they showed love too. They put it in like their story and stuff, which was good, man. It's always good to show love. Like when people show love back.
Maybe people are finally listening to us. seeing as we're doing
besides
it for free
besides
nowadays.
us.
Yeah, right.
It's free exposure for them. So.
Actually, I think it's 3 dudes that's part of the group. Now that I think about it.
Oh, this was the album that had Those Were the Days.
Yeah. Oh, that was your jam.
Yeah.
So now we're gonna get to our first not my man's.
Oh
it's
shit!
Everyone's favorite.
This motherfucker,
Lil Xan.
Oh,
yes, with his
Lil
list.
Xan.
Yes.
this fucking.
Let me give a take on it.
Go ahead, give JP the floor. Give him the floor.
Go ahead, bro.
Yo, what the fuck? I don't even know. Like, I try not to skip tracks, but I had to listen to each track twice because, I would skip tracks.
No, hold up. First of all, who is smoking the L indica right now?
I have no idea, but I heard someone hitting a vape or something.
For real, it's just.
And then coughing with the phone in their mouth or the headset in their mouth.
But like.
That may or may not be M. Just saying.
I think Lil Xan should stick. He should have just put out, like I said, he should have just put out a production album because the beats were solid, and I would enjoy just listening to the beats.
Well, hold up. That's what happens when you go. I'm gonna be a SoundCloud rapper, right?
Glorified.
And then I'm gonna go on SoundCloud and get my beats, right? And then I got the dope beats at 128 kilobits. That's super compressed. And then I put them through GarageBand that compresses them down to 64 kilobits. And then I put the beat through, and then I compress all of it down.
So you just gave away the guide to becoming a rapper in this day and age. Bro. Come on, like, you can't do that. You gotta make it.
You got everybody taking notes. Like, oh yeah, that's exactly how I'm gonna be a rapper.
Yo, these little niggas take notes, please.
Yeah, they don't.
Please.
The notes that they take is, if I hold money up on camera, I'm famous.
You know what I don't get about the Lil Xan album? His name's Lil Xan, but every track he says he doesn't take Xan.
Okay, all right. I'll explain that
true.
nonsense. Like
because he doesn't promote drugs.
Fun fact.
After Little Pete died or whatever, everybody went on that like anti-drug wave. So he went from being like Lil Xan.
He should just change his name.
Well, he actually did change his name to quote unquote Diego.
He changed his name back to his real name. Okay, cool.
What the fuck?
He's speechless.
Malfunction.
What happened? You know what happened? These little niggas need to be R&B artists. That way you can keep your regular name. When you're an R&B artist, you know what happens when you're an R&B artist? If your name is Jason Derulo, you can just be like, yo, my name is Jason Derulo.
Fact.
Jason Derulo.
Or you can sing it.
Matter of fact, I can spell it easier for you. DES.
But the one thing I liked about the Lil Xan project.
What did you like about it, sir? Besides that, like the Ray Sherman verse or part.
How do you say that? Ray
Sherman.
Raj Sherman. Or you can just call him Ray.
You don't.
Drummer's ear. All right, drummer's ear. That's it. That's what they are.
No,
That's
actually,
what it's supposed to be.
It's backwards. Drummer's ear.
That shit is whack.
I didn't like shit about it. I tried to search for something in my memory, but I couldn't. This shit was trash.
Yeah.
Next album.
Well, speaking of,
Can I just say I appreciate that JP rated some of the features separately.
Oh yeah, just why?
You know why I do that? You know what?
Your verse sucked, but this guy, he was okay.
I do that because
Your verse was hot. You wasted this shit on this nigga's album, but that shit was hot.
because I feel bad. I feel bad for rappers who jump on people's tracks and they give them these good ass verses, and the rapper who had the feature just is ass, man.
You know what? Hold on.
Great Dookie.
I have to rate the features because the features could give out a good verse. And, you know, sometimes, like I said before, I will wave lab somebody off a song just to have a good song.
Oh, yeah, way too nice.
I feel like the feature either helps the song or it doesn't. And if it doesn't, if it's still like a whack song, then
Yeah, because you don't want to listen to a song.
So here's my
Just for the
take.
feature, yeah.
Here's my take on dope features. If you're able to fucking blow a feature on a whack ass track that you knew was whack before you got in the booth, that means you got bars for days and you got nothing to worry about.
Also, it's
and
2 Chainz.
Hold up. And if you don't got bars for days and you got nothing to worry about, why the fuck are you wasting them on Lil Xan's track?
Because
See, I actually can understand why they're doing that. For one, YG kind of like comes in and out of the light, and after that little like, you know, Trump stint, he's trying to go for these young kids because these young kids are kind of iffy with him. That's why he had to do his little thing at Tekashi
YG's
and stuff.
good. You know
so
why
YG had to do it on there. 2 Chainz, also an old man who stays relevant through these younger dudes.
We're going to go back and forth on this, but the reason why YG is always going to be good is because YG is going to be good with the newer artists that are still coming out, and he's good money with the artists that are already established.
But
Which I get, but like these dudes that are the reason we have that image of them like, yo, they're gonna last a while is because they do things like this. Like 2 Chainz has been on every young dude album this year.
That's
Because
true.
2 Chainz like cut the check and I'll do it.
Yeah.
But
Well,
no,
think
but it's not
about
even that.
YG.
Those are decisions you make when you have a 4.0
But it's not even that.
GPA.
Sometimes you don't even need that check. Like if you are on one of these dudes, you could search Lil Xan, you could search any of them. The song that's going to come up first is the most recent. You search Lil Xan or 2 Chainz, that song's going to come up on their portfolio. They have to add their ASCAP or BMI number or whatever to the song, so they get a cut via the streams. So, check or no check, they're going to make money off of this because there's millions of young kids that are going to stream this.
No, I get that.
Yeah, so
I get that.
I mean,
but what I'm saying
it's still a market because then
it
those
is.
kids will find it.
No, you're absolutely
Because
right.
you search Lil Xan and the 2 Chainz song comes up. You know what I'm saying?
They're
You're
just
gonna
secure
find
in the bag,
That's
man.
it. That's
Yep,
it.
Yeah.
that's exactly what
You secure the young bag.
You don't listen to it because it has chains on it.
It's not even about making sure people listen to it. It's knowing that people will stream it at least once because it's new and it's on this new nigga shit.
Exactly.
That's true.
And it gives them that chance. That's why everybody wants to do stuff like that. You want to play shows with not everybody that sounds like you. You want to play shows with other types of artists just in case you can snatch some of theirs. It is what it is.
Yeah, and you want to be able to stand out.
Yeah. And it sucks because it's like we know who 2 Chainz is, we know who YG is, but they're playing the game right because then there's those artists that we would be like, yo, man, why don't they put out any music because they don't feature on these things?
Absolutely.
And then if they do put out something and flop, you're hurt. You're just like, fuck, you know? This is what it is. Lil Xan, he actually, the Tupac thing that he got backlash for, a bunch of Tupac fans were like running him out of his shows. He plays California Love now at his shows to pay homage.
He's got to.
Respect the game.
Okay, I get that. I can appreciate that. But my reality is that he's entitled to his opinion. The unfortunate
It's a
reality
difference between clout chasing.
I get that. But my thing is, with these younger artists, just like I didn't need to know who Run DMC was. I didn't need to. I love Run DMC. I love Eric B. and Rakim. I love the Pioneers.
Saw him last week.
Yeah, no, fuck you.
Yeah, but I'm not. But
I love the Pioneers, but I'm not. Go ahead.
Yeah, like I don't know. I'm on one of those waves that like, all right, I respect Tupac, but do I have a Tupac album in my collection?
See,
no.
So I got a Tupac. I have everything. But what my thing is, the reality is, I don't need Lil Xan who grew up in the 2000s to necessarily give
a judgment.
Tupac. Yeah, I don't need to know what he thinks about Tupac because the reality is he didn't come up when I came up.
Yeah.
And then he didn't come up when the people before me came up.
But see, the thing is, this is where it goes full circle. This is where, like, yeah, that may be true, but you go from talking about Tupac and getting the backlash to rapping his verse clearly when you don't rap that much in your own song. You telling me that you just memorized that verse for your tour while you're currently doing it?
Controversial songs.
No, you knew the verse. That's
no,
clout.
no,
See,
no,
that's
no,
where
no,
you lose
no,
respect.
no, no,
Because
okay.
think about it, California Love. That's not an easy verse. We just all know it. So you can't say the man's boring and you don't know him. And he gets no clout and know his verse.
You can absolutely do that. No. You can absolutely do that.
100% you can do that.
You can do that. You know why? You know why? Because I'm gonna say you can do that because you can know the verse because the verse was popular. The verse is popular.
But that's what clout is.
I understand that, but you don't necessarily need to feel the person is enticing or entertaining. You can be like, that's boring.
No, but he specifically said that he gets no clout. He's not excited. Clout, but you know his verse. That is
no
clout.
Clout with 4 million followers, whatever
clout,
it is.
Period. Clout is someone knowing you, someone having your name in their mouth. If you have this man's entire verse in your mouth, you are giving him clout. You have no say against him. If you don't like someone, you're gonna know their verse. This isn't a general. This like that's. I think that's something this generation needs to be getting rid of. I think this is something that you need to get rid of. Like that whole I don't like this dude, but I know his verse. That's bullshit to me. You think Nas is gonna spit a bunch of fucking newer Jay-Z verses? Come on, bro.
But you think
he probably just said it to get attention.
But that's what I'm saying. I'm saying the fact that he said it to get attention. That's the type of shit that needs to be.
You think that he doesn't, or he didn't know these verses before?
He changed his shit up like days after. Like
that's what I'm saying. So he
didn't change days after. Wasn't it? He changed it up the next day because next day he posted the picture with the Supreme T-shirt. With
even worse. Next day.
No, he posted it. He changed it up after those kids started jumping because he said fuck.
But see, what I'm saying is he knew the verse. Like like that Tupac verse is more words than the whole album he spit. You didn't just memorize that verse.
No, I get that. I'm going to give you that, and I think that's exactly what that is. Because
I don't believe in letting that shit slide. Like if someone's saying
no Pac slander, I'll kill you.
Yeah, if someone's like, yo, I don't like this dude, and you're
first of all,
them,
Johnny's wearing a Pac shirt right now.
That's a
fact. This nigga's wearing a Pac shirt right now. So there's no.
I think this might be a bias conversation.
No, it's not even a bias. It's just in general. If you don't like someone, you shouldn't know their verse. Period.
So did he say?
Okay, hold
up. Did he say he did not like Pac, or did he say
he said he was boring? He said people don't like him. There's no clout. He said he has no clout. But why doesn't make any sense?
He has no clout because he's dead.
That doesn't mean
that doesn't make sense because that's not what clout means. He gets more clout because he's dead.
That doesn't mean he doesn't like him.
He said he was boring and stuff like. Okay, fair enough.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
If we want to break it down to detail, we want to get the glove doesn't fit. Then I'll take it.
You want to get technical? I'm gonna put that on the table. You don't necessarily.
We must have quit. I get it.
You don't necessarily need to find somebody appealing or not boring.
I understand that, but I'm saying that kind of leeway in hip hop is part of the problem.
It's a big problem.
John sounds big mad right now.
Big mad because then there's corny people who come out talking garbage who secretly love people, but you get famous off of you making fun of your idol, like your.
Hey man, jealousy is just love and hate at the same time.
I get everything you're saying.
I see what you did there.
I get everything you're saying, but like so like if I like WuTang, I'm a big WuTang fan. Okay.
Right?
Well, a lot of these new niggas are not WuTang fans. Dead ass. They'll wear the T-shirt.
They just don't know.
Exactly,
but even
they don't know.
You see someone wear a WuTang shirt, they never listen to them. You hate them.
You get frustrated as a WuTang fan. As a kid, that in the second grade, I knew every lyric to Protection Act. Yes, that frustrates me. But what that's gonna do is, I see that kid. He doesn't know WuTang, right? Mm-hmm. I'm not gonna get mad that he isn't the WuTang.
But that's if he doesn't.
But you can't talk shit about what you don't know.
But if you saw a kid who wore WuTang every day in school, and then he threw out his shirts and he's like, WuTang's trash, but he loves WuTang, you'd be like,
but like
that, he's a poser.
That's what I'm.
Okay, so your issue is that he's a poser. Okay,
that's what I'm getting
at.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting at.
You mean this fucking doughy piece of Wonder Bread is a poser?
Yeah. Like this
but
white.
I'm saying like it's
trash. Looks like a fucking tortilla.
He does.
This white boy with face tattoos is a poser? Oh, okay,
His name's Diego. He says he's not white. He says he's one of those like SoCal Mexicans.
No, he's one of those white boys that's conveniently Hispanic on any type of like census.
Yeah.
His dad is Mexican.
Okay, my dad's Mexican.
Mine too. 13%.
No, he's not.
He said, "No, he's not."
You don't know my ancestry.
You don't know me. I was in Guatemala this time last year, bro.
Facts.
It's not Mexico. It's not
Doesn't mean your
Mexico.
dad's met. What does it have to do with Mexico?
It has nothing to do with.
It's close enough.
But it's real.
We're Americans. It's Mexico.
They're a Mayan culture, and
If you ask somebody from St. Cloud, where's Guatemala, they'll say Mexico.
if you ask anybody south of North Carolina, they're gonna say the same.
Honduras? You mean southern Mexico?
Guatemala? You mean West Mexico?
It makes sense to me. You guys aren't even saying jokes. Like I get what you're like. This all makes sense.
Texas is just North Mexico.
New Mexico? You mean the Mexico with the new Mexicans?
I like that. Like a new strand of Mexican.
it's like AIDS. It's like super Mexican.
This dude is. If Lil Xan is Mexican, he's the most Caucasic Mexican I have ever seen.
Jesus, what a
He's
word.
got
That's
every
that new wave, bro.
He's got every Caucasoidal
Enough Lil
gene.
Xan talk. We gave him enough. We're giving him clout right now, unfortunately.
He's got every Caucasoidal gene.
My Tupac shirt's on fire right now. But next project.
Rage.
But the next thing. So the next thing we reviewed, the lovely Ayo sitting across from me, Angie Martinez. So she did the project Care For Me by Saba. She knows a little bit more about him than I do.
Brilliant.
The project is crazy.
That's a soft name.
Who's he affiliated with again?
Chance. He's one of he's from Chicago, so he was
Chirac.
on. He did a
Chance the
song.
motherfucking rapper.
Yeah, he did Angels with Chance.
You mean Chance with the 3 on his head?
Yo, don't people shoot in Chicago? All this soft music.
No, they do open mics.
All right, Tekashi should be from Chicago.
Tekashi needs to sit the fuck down.
Chill.
Nah, Tekashi
rah.
definitely low-key sounds like he's from New York.
Tekashi is low key the new Onyx.
He's
Facts.
that gutter shit. Yeah.
That you didn't even sound comfortable saying that. But this sound, no, him. He said that gutter shit. But
Are you talking about? That's a southern term.
we don't want it.
Hey.
I'm just laughing.
But the Sava project, he actually liked it. He liked Angie's review, which is dope, and her caps on there, her aggressive caps. But
Oh, you all caps it?
Project was dope.
just the end of it, she wrote, "Do not sleep on this." It had actually so the song she gave it Diamond, I actually agree, even though she changed it up after in her mind, because that's what we do. All right, we don't just hold on to what
What
we
do you
put
mean,
here.
Gray?
You liked Gray more after
I
a few
gave
more
Prom
listens,
King-
but Prom King, yeah, I personally
I gave Prom King a diamond.
Oh,
I gave Prom King the diamond.
Only her voice.
But I think it was honestly the yeah, Long Island. It was honestly the transition from both.
She's so
Like
Long Island.
if I could give like Gray half a diamond into Prom King, that's what I would do because like
Don't be afraid to give a double diamond.
I know.
You can give a double diamond,
I didn't
girl.
want a
Give out
double
the diamonds.
diamond because
you
it
could
was like
you could even give him the doggy diamond.
that's a lot of diamonds. Sorry. Honestly, either of those songs.
Oh yeah, Prom King I think is one.
I honestly liked the whole project.
Oh, it's fire.
Chances. The only thing I was like,
With
if
the
I
Chance
had
song
to
was the
find
weakest.
something wrong, was Chance's feature was the weakest part of the album.
Of
for me.
course.
That's his second week thing this year. Hit on Cardi B's was week 2.
Yeah,
That's
I just
because he doesn't waste verses.
I hope
Who came with the weak
That's
sauce?
what it is. He doesn't waste verses. That's what it is. I
Yeah.
see what it is.
It's all for
Might be
Kanye.
right,
It's all for
yeah.
Kanye's
Yeah,
project.
he's not wasting verses. He's
Yeah.
like,
No, but,
I'm just,
Chance the motherfucking rapper?
yeah.
I'm just slandering Chance and everybody's ignoring me.
Not 'cause
but I love.
because one, you're gonna have the government and Jesus coming after you.
It's not an 8 on his head. It's a 3.
Chance
Chance
gave
is
a
an
good-
industry plant. He's
Yeah,
not
he is.
independent.
Let's
Don't
stay
believe
woke.
the lie.
Yo, Chance's label's actually called Indie.
But Chance gave a good feature on Action
He's
Bronson's
bankrolled,
album. Like
dog.
they swapped good verses.
Chance and Bronson always go good together, though.
Bronson?
Chance and
They're like homies.
So Bron, yeah, Bron.
Yeah, but this guy's his homie. This guy's like.
Nah, this project's that Prom King song.
Yes,
when
the
I put it
project's
on,
dope.
I was.
I'm just looking for something wrong. Honestly, there was nothing
just
wrong
that
with
chance
it.
for- yeah, it was really good.
I couldn't
got
give
all
no
positive
love to the
emojis.
album. The album was dope.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
loved
yeah.
it.
It spoke to my
Storytelling.
soul.
It was dark, but like honestly, I think
I really
Yeah,
felt
well,
like you cared.
this
for me.
kid's
Shit
young
you could
too.
relate
Well,
to.
I'm
You
dark.
feel
Yeah.
soft after listening. That's how you know it's like good. You
I
feel
loved
you want to
it.
hug something or sleep with like a pillow between your legs. I
Yeah.
get it.
Yeah, you're like, damn, I really did that bitch.
So the way you sleep every night, Johnny.
Facts. I'm light skinned.
Yeah,
Because you light skin. Light skin niggas is soft. You know
That's
that.
a fact. You
yeah.
kidding me?
John is like Linus.
We're not soft. We're not soft. We're just emotional. Get it right.
My skin is emotional, but after all this soft Chirac stuff, we got New York, my favorite release of the week. All right, J.Cole's was cool, but we're going to get to that. Jim Jones, all right, wasted talent.
Yo, that's
Capo.
Is he still sleeping on what's his name's couch? Is he still sleeping on Cameron's couch?
Yo, if he's still on the couch, I believe it, because this album was written on a couch, on a musty
Struggle
couch.
raps.
This is like if you slept on the couch after being out in the rain and what it smells like 3 days later. This record's filthy.
You could tell he was hurting for some money.
You could tell. You can tell by his beard that he didn't get the memo.
After crying on the radio, he was like, I gotta prove myself.
That's fine.
Hey,
you can tell by his tears.
Jim Jones and Young Buck both just crying together.
Yo, Young Buck's in the studio.
You can tell by the lyrics he planted the gun on Joel's.
You could tell. I'm telling you, this Jim Jones album. Like, I wasn't a real fan of Jim Jones in the beginning.
What?
I always thought he was the weakest. I was more of a Santana.
You just proved his point.
That's all he had. Actually, I like Summer in Miami better than Ballin'. I thought Summer in Miami was a better single.
Boy, you better.
Ballin's a classic.
You say that to all the middle-aged white people in a stadium at Madison Square Garden when that song goes on.
If you look at the album cover, that shit looks grimy and gritty. That's the album.
It looks like
that's mixtape cover.
Exactly. It looks like a mixtape cover.
He's on a fucking mountain bike with a Louis Vuitton symbol on the bottom.
You know he's got a receding hairline underneath that rag.
With the tongue out on his kicks, just way out. He knows what he's doing.
And he got the gum bottom up. So when's the last time you see gum bottom right up? Too?
That's what this CD talks to young big T-shirt Johnny like this. This CD just makes me hostile, man. It's fire.
Tall T, 4 for 20, Foot Locker, but the sleeves weren't long enough.
He gave you damn near almost 20 songs.
Oh my god!
Each song was fucking good.
Yo,
that song with Jada on it though, man.
Oh my god! Even though that song is
snapping.
My favorite are obviously the ones with Goatron on there. Killa Cam, man. Oh my goodness.
Heatmaker's
oh my goodness, album is fire. Like everyone needs to live. If you like hip hop, you need to listen.
It's a beefy album too. There's a lot of tracks.
Yeah. Fire.
But they keep you nodding though. They don't get boring. Like 20 songs of sleepers, you know. Then you're like, all right, fuck. But this shit, the beats get better, the rhymes get better.
It looks intimidating at first, but it's definitely like you have to listen to it all the way through.
Yeah.
Just put it on in order.
Oh yeah. But speaking of that, to keep the aggression going, the album after that was he's
had some of my favorite features on it, just so you know.
Which one? This album? The one I'm about to go through, the Glass by Meyhem Lauren. It's his what was his last project with what's his name? Mugga? What's that dude's name? That he always works with. But that project was a little better, but this project was still fire to me. Like, and it had Action Bronson on it. Conway was on it. Oh, my goodness.
Yes.
West Side Gun was on it. Oh, my goodness.
Conway is so slept on. Conway the Machine.
It's because he looks funny.
Oh, my God.
No, that's a fact.
What is that? What did he do that freestyle on? Was it fucking Shade 45 or whatever when he just went to snapping?
Just ate the mic.
Yeah.
Literally.
Ate the mic. It was on Shade 45. Yeah, no, he's a problem. He does look funny.
Come on.
He had a stroke or some shit, didn't he?
Is that
what it was?
Oh, is it? Did he have it? Oh, that's too aggressive. They like now mainstream hip hop. They're like, you can't look like what you rap about. You know, you got to have colorful hair. You got to do something so we can market you. You can't look that.
A lot of these people get popping before people even know what they look like, though.
Yes.
Nah, people knew what Tekashi looked like, man. That dude was a weirdo forever.
Yeah, because that's sort of his image. I mean, literally.
It's a weird dude.
That's part of his press kit.
I definitely feel like Lil Xan got popular before people saw a picture of him. Mm-hmm. And then they were like, well.
No, people were like,
no more giving him.
People were like, he looks exactly what I thought he'd look like.
Yeah. He's stupid.
I bet you he's got pills in his right pocket. Right
His
now.
backpack that he wears has an
He's got a
Xbox
codeine
controller
bottle in his pocket right now.
That nigga probably still got the Mario Kart.
But he
GameCube.
don't even look like the kid that you know that actually did drugs. You know what I'm saying? He looks like the kid that lied
just
about it.
rapping about it. Cause,
He looks like the kid that used to sniff white out and thought he was cool.
Or like his book bag had wheels on it.
he's huffing Sharpies.
Nah, man, don't disrespect Sharpies, man. I had a
That's
good time with Sharpies back in the day. But anyways, back on the New York tip, we got a little more New York. So we had our Throwback Thursday because on 1994 on that same date is when Nas dropped Illmatic. So speaking of that, because we all love Illmatic, we all know about it. That same day, Nas dropped the Kennedy Center Orchestra Illmatic album. That same day that dropped, and it's
I'm not impressed.
You didn't like it?
The reason why I'm not impressed is because I also performed at the Kennedy Center.
He didn't want to come out here.
To the same number of fans with the full symphony orchestra with original music, and we sold out just as well. So I'm not impressed.
Damn, so you a celebrity too?
The legend.
I'm not a celebrity, but
He's taking shots at Nas.
I'm going to tell you right now, Nas did not release that performance until our performance sold out.
Damn. The disrespect.
Like, his performance did very well.
Nas slander.
I'm a big Nas fan.
The God.
Shun him.
Because I'm from Long Island, by default, I gotta claim Queens. So,
That's my favorite thing.
so I'm a big Nas fan. When with the Nas and Jay-Z beef, I took Nas' side because he's a better lyricist.
Because he won clearly.
But I'm gonna say right now, Nas performed at the same venue, same room, same number of seats that I have, and we took home more seats.
But he kept. Yeah, all right, I'll give you that. I'm pissed that he didn't. I'm pissed
not
he didn't do it.
impressed.
I'm pissed he didn't
I'll
do it
be
in New York.
impressed. Next album he puts out, I guarantee I'm impressed. But I'm not impressed by that.
Speaking of that, his album got announced. Was it June 5th?
June 5th.
June
And
5th.
Kanye is
June
producing
5th,
it.
I'm already impressed. But that performance, I'm not impressed.
Did you listen to it though? Did you hear it?
Choo-choo, motherfuckers.
No.
You know what the thing with Nas is? I've seen Nas a bunch of times live. As much as he's the greatest,
so here's the thing.
he's not really good with his breathing.
Here's the issue with that performance and anybody who does that. So the group that I'm in, we do that type of performance everywhere we go. We're a well-oiled machine. We know what it's supposed to look like. We know everything.
Well, I need
Jay-Z-
some well-oiled tickets so you can show me what you're talking about.
Jay-Z, Nas, artists that do that'll put like symphony orchestras in their performances. They add them to the performance for specific venues. They're not accustomed to performing with them, so they don't know how to do
He's
it.
always been weird live though.
He's been weird live, but
I've seen good Nas,
they
I've
don't
seen
know how to do
awful
it.
Nas.
Because even Jay-Z, when he did Carnegie after we did Carnegie, he still didn't really like the reviews of the show were just kind of like
It
but
was
it's
cool to
Jay-Z.
see. It was cool to
It's
see.
Jay-Z.
Yeah.
For who he is and for what he brings to a show, it should have been more. But because they don't know,
I think with the project, I was more impressed with the rendition of those dope instrumentals rather than like Nas doing his thing on it, because he's always like he breathes a lot. He's all over the place sometimes. Some songs he'll nail, some songs he doesn't. So, I mean, it is what it is. But moving from that was actually a nice little catch for anybody that participates in Record Store Day.
Yeah.
It was a nice little release. Had a lot of gold lettering on it. It looked good. Had a big poster of Nas in there. His shiny forehead. So I feel like he's got like puppet hair with the perfect part in it.
The
but,
shiniest of the foreheads.
not as shiny as Diddy's, but it's there. It's a
how you
it's a
know.
New York shiny.
Not how you know
Yeah,
he's
well,
woke.
Not as shiny as
Diddy gets paid to be shiny like that. So
Yeah, Diddy just penguin slides into just baby oil every day. But
He bathes in it.
take that.
so the next project is someone that Nas actually co-signed. Like, well, not co-signed, but he likes. But well, not really. But it was Future's DJ. Was it DJ Esco? He put out that project, Kolorblind, spelled with a K. That was an alright project. It was a very Future Young Thug project. I'm a fan of both. So it was okay. It had more good than it had bad. So it got like a 6.5.
Who's snoring?
I was giving out fucking.
It wasn't that, you know. I liked it for the most part. And what's weird is the two tracks that stood out the most for me were the ones that I didn't expect much, like the OT Genesis song. I didn't know OT Genesis actually still rapped.
OT?
Yeah.
He was signed to G Unit before 50 dropped him, and then he put out.
That's the best move 50's made.
You were signed before you got dropped. Yes, that's exactly how that works.
That's a serious joke. It's Mark. It's gotta be Mark.
I think Mark's shitting on the album.
I didn't think it was bad, man. Mark doesn't like it, which is okay, man. That's what we're here for. But I think OT Genesis shined. I think he shined on his track, and I think Dej Loaf shined. As far as I like her as an artist, but
I can't do it. I tried. I don't like her.
I like her, man. Except for the single.
Can't do it, man.
So into the little realm, we got the Little Durk release.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
This release was rough, but there was some little Xan slander, but this release, we had some little Xan fans come at us, but the Little Durk fans that were coming at us.
Basura.
Yes.
Oh my goodness, the little Durk fans were just coming at us.
Lil Basura?
Yeah, Lil Basura.
Okay,
Yo, that shit got 31 comments.
The king of trolling.
Oh my lord! Don't give him no clout. I don't want people trying to find
I
him.
don't give a fuck. I'm gonna give him all the clout in the world because he a dirt gurgling dick rider.
Jesus
Because
Christ.
that album as a whole was trash. And you know what?
Such a short review too.
But it's good though because he makes fun of like the album title. Like it's a good time. And you know what's crazy is I when Durk first came out, I liked some of his stuff. Like a lot of his tapes were pretty good. Like it was a different sound, but like this is the laziest as is. But according to
like the first track, he went to snapping. Like I was like, oh shit, Durk's about to drop a project, and then it's like he got tired. He was just he was too busy playing basketball with Bow Wow instead of working on this album because
I used all my bars up in the first time.
No Shad Mosslander. But this brings up a good argument that Little Durk fan brought up. So he was saying that no, because it did numbers. He would never answer the question of whether I was like, did you like this release? Or at least, do you think this is his best release? And all he kept bringing up was numbers and charts. So to you guys, what's the fight between numbers, charts, actual music, or is it just we're old and we'll never get it?
So sometimes there's this phenomenon where something is so bad that it goes viral. So sometimes your numbers get skewed because sometimes people stream shit because they're like, yo, you gotta listen to this.
But you think that's the case?
That's like when somebody
this?
finds something that stinks and they're like, yo, you gotta smell this.
So it's like when something is bad to the bone, like it's,
oh my god,
it's just horrible.
Oh,
you gotta listen to it.
See, with this release, I wouldn't put it there because I like some of Durk's stuff. So it's like to me, I think the hype that he built caused for people to have to listen to him because
I did like the 1877 Vulture, like the Logic remix that he did.
Yeah,
I like what he talked about in that because he's talking about his boys in the trenches. Like, yeah, Durk, you talking about that life because you were about that life. But I feel like he got soft.
Yeah.
Oh, like, no shot. I don't want none of the vultures coming after us. You know what I mean? But y'all, it just was not there. Like I was not. I was anticipating this album. Like I like Lil Durk as a whole. Like 300 was my favorite album.
300 was dope. Yeah,
this one is. It's like he slept. Like I said,
but it's like because he's doing numbers. What happens?
He doesn't care. He knows he's gonna sell. That's what it is.
And you can't hold things against, and that's what sucks. That's what sucks with music. You can't hold things against people.
Literally, like that guy on Instagram, literally was nonstop just trolling.
No, but he made the perfect point though. He was like, "Oh, we're too old. We don't know what trend." So because
but the thing is, we're not too old. How old is Lil Durk?
Lil Durk is probably like, what, 25, 26?
Lil Durk is my age.
Yeah, he's almost 30.
So how am I not on his wave? We literally, like, he's, what, a year younger than I am? Like, I understand.
And just because it's part of the wave doesn't mean it's good. Like, that's what's
No, I don't, and I agree. It was not good. I like Lil Durk as a whole. But, like I said, this was a whole miss. Like, you know, some of those I gave ratings because of like production alone or features alone, but as a whole, Durk did not come to the table.
Yeah. But see, the thing, like, that dude also pissed me off with the whole, like, oh, we don't know trends, we're too old. It's like, yeah, we actually do know what trends are, but that should never skew whether you like something or not. And that's, like, that's what this generation's made up of. It's such a corny, shitty cop-out. You know, it's such
the clout gang.
It's terrible. But speaking of another shitty fucking release that people were telling me to review and people were hyped about. Actually,
an original name.
The guy on our who kept telling me to do this album was like, messaged me after like, yo, sorry you didn't like it. He was like genuinely upset, and I was like, no, it's all good, shit happens. But he was like hyped about it. But it was the Smokepurpp album. What's it called? Bless Your Trap, and it's.
Yo, the cover is dope though.
It's, I mean, yeah, it's kind of cool.
It's alright.
But it looks like but like you've seen this cover before. You ever scroll on Instagram and you just see like make your pictures better with like this fake Photoshop?
Yeah,
it's literally that kind of album.
Thunderbolt.
Yeah, it's literally that kind of album. So it's like, I mean, it is what it is.
It's like he used like the basic, like the background on the basic Mac, and then added a house and a lightning bolt. That's what
I was gonna say. It's like he got a stock photo and put it in Photoshop.
He broke the album down per percentage though. That was funny. 30% on fuck your bitch, 20% gang gang. Like, it's just that's what most rappers are these days though. It's just they rap about the same.
It's a formula, bro.
It makes sense for this album, man. It's a sleeper. It's trash. Then we had our face-off, who had the best verse on One Train, and that's the A$AP Rocky song.
Bronson.
Kendrick Lamar, Joey Badass, Danny Brown, fucking Action Bronson, Yellow Wolf, and Big Crit. And a lot of people were going with Crit. I went with Joey because this was a young Joey standing with like these beasts who were pretty much solidifying themselves at the time, and I feel like he stood his ground. But we got everybody has their own favorite.
But like I sat there and listened to it like after I found out what our face-off was, and then like I said Rocky, but after I listened to it like 2 or 3 times, Action took it.
Yeah, Action, you're the first person that said Action took it.
Snapping, he really did.
And the crazy thing was, Action part wasn't even supposed to go there. His part was supposed to go, I think, after Kendrick's or some shit like that. And
you know what's great? No one chose Kendrick. And it's like, he just won a Pulitzer, and everybody was on his ass, on his dick, but like you didn't give him this, you know.
I guess because you already knew what Kendrick was going to bring to the table at that time. You already knew Kendrick part was going to be good, but when you heard Bronson or Big Crit, even Yellow Wolf's part, like you were like, God damn, these
Yellow Wolf kind of
like
snapped. Re-listening to it, Yellow Wolf kind of snapped too. I'm still going with Joey because he was the youngest, and for a young dude to dish out like what he dished out, it still blows my mind.
I'm saying Action.
The first half is a hit. The first half of Joey's verse was not great, and then it just got better.
It got crazy.
Yeah, but I still give it to Crit, man.
Okay. Crit's nice. Crit's fucking disgusting.
It was super dense, and he stayed on beat, too.
Yeah. Crit's his album was fire. He just has Danny Brown, people will never give it to him because he has a weird voice. But, like, Kendrick has a weird voice.
Nah, if you read Danny Brown's verse in that song, part of it didn't make any sense. He said, out of nowhere, he said, bitch smells like a penguin.
No, he said her pussy smells like a penguin.
Yeah, but, like, nuts.
Out of nowhere.
Bitch pussy smells like a penguin.
I would assume penguins smell like fish.
Yeah, no, but there was no context for that. He just said it.
I
he was rapping about
I feel like that's
pussy smells like penguin.
That's a second level or a 2-tier metaphor where you kind of have to understand one thing to get the other thing. Like if you understand,
it's too deep.
Penguins, you at that point understand fish.
I'm gonna need you to stop.
See, y'all ain't woke,
smoking.
Y'all
better than the shit I have.
For real.
This motherfucker.
Speaking of deep and all sorts of wokeness, facts, New York shit. Whoa, buddy. But we got the album that fucking came out of nowhere. J.Cole's album, K.O.D. That riff right now, K.O.D. J. Cole, and Tech Nine had an album called K.O.D. first. And it was King of Darkness.
I thought it was Kids on Demand.
Kids on Demand? That's some Jarrett from Subway shit. Whoa. Some Jarrett from Subway shit.
Michael Jackson Dangerous album shit.
That's what the J stands for.
But the J. Cole album, man, this review that James talk on it, man. J Dub talk or Walko talk on it.
It's a beautiful album, man. I don't know. I gave two things okay. I gave the intro okay because I mean I don't know what the fuck
Yeah.
No one ever rates intros. Like an intro
J. Cole.
can be strong.
That's why I was like, I mean,
Oh, Jay.
I need you to stop.
Oh, Cold World.
Straight up. That's how we do. Really.
The Cole slander starts.
That's the beginning, man. People hate on J. Cole because he's light skinned, man.
Put me
It's
on
unwarranted
Dreamville.
hate too, man.
It's crazy.
Oh, Dreamville.
Yeah,
yo,
but,
no,
like,
but-
if you do what's it called, with the whole intro,
You obviously got
have to
student
come out
loans.
snapping.
You obviously got student loans if you feeling that album like that. Jesus Christ.
He played
I
at your
don't know.
school.
No, I'm not talking about.
You
that.
went to St. John's,
I'm
didn't
like rating the intro.
No, I rate the
Sometimes
intro
it's just
because
like,
there's intros that are good. There's intros that suck.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I wasn't sure because I was
I
like,
rate intros. If it's an intro where I laughed, I'm gonna rate it. I'm gonna be like, it's a good fucking intro. Like, if the intro, sometimes intros are fire. Like that one Snoop Dogg album that had the clip of that kid. I got time now, cuz I was like, this is fire. That's my kind of intro. I mean, it is what it is. But
Well, I mean, I
fucking,
listened to this shit front to back, so that's literally how I felt when I heard it. I was just like, okay.
Okay, I rock with that. Yo,
Can we
talk
get
that
to the music?
talk that J. Cole conspiracy shit because I got something to add to it that you brought up when we was talking about it.
Oh,
It's a dick in your mouth.
yo, all right. So I think he was slandering trap rappers.
We see that.
He's
I
taking their
I
flow.
can tell he was
100%.
doing that.
Taking their
get,
flows.
get into it. Get into that one that
And
you spotted.
on the
'Cause I
which
spotted
fucking
one
song
too.
was it? It was Photographs. The first verse, it's like the cadence is identical to "Look at Me" from Triple X Temptation.
So speaking of that,
Triple X Trash Can.
I thought it
So-
was the second verse.
no, there's the
Triple
second. No,
X
I think it was it the second verse?
I think it's the first verse.
It's the second
first
verse.
verse.
Where he's like,
So, on,
it's like the same shit.
On Photograph, also he used a Slump God's flow
Yeah, he used
on
two
that
different
song
flows on
"Baby
the same
Wipe."
song, I
Yeah,
think.
on that song "Baby Wipe." So,
Okay.
and then if you see the video for KOD, he's
I think
literally
he's subbing people.
Let me ask you this though. I feel like Motivate, he was coming at Kendrick a little because that shit sounds
I
like.
thought they were supposed to be working together. I thought that's gonna be like their surprise.
Somebody tried to say Kill Edward was Kendrick.
People thought it.
I'm just glad he made a song about Kevin Hart.
Oh, there was
just thought
people
it
at my
hysterical.
job. There's people. I work in like a corporate setting. There's a bunch of people at my job, like just like, oh my god, you heard he had a feature by a Kill Edward. I'm like, all right, like just listen to it. You'll know. You could tell.
You can hear his J. Cole. His voice cracks through the fucking auto tune. Like,
Not even if you that tidal wave song. There's a pitch corrected version of it on YouTube. It's
yeah.
fucking J. Cole.
Oh yeah. It's not that hard. Like you can tell immediately when you first listen to it. No, but the
says
project.
it.
I mean, the project overall. I think it was
Edward
dope.
is his stepfather's name,
Is that a thing?
that was his stepfather's name.
That's
so that's
dark.
why I
that's
can
the
kill
dude
Edward.
That's some real light skin shit. Kill Edward.
He
My
wants to
side
kill
name.
the man that made his mama cry.
Yeah, he says in every album he hates that dude. That
Yeah.
made his mom cry.
That's light skin shit because he'll hold on to it
That's
for
it.
the rest of his
That's
life.
his Kim
Forever.
Mathers.
Forever.
That's his
Niggas
Kim
hold
Mathers.
grudges. Why do you think J. Cole don't like Jay-Z? Because he passed over him the first time. He's like, never again, nigga. I would never like you again, nigga. You want to pass on me that first time? Never again.
Yeah,
yo.
that's what light
I
skins
came
do.
all the way out here for you, motherfucker. You didn't give me shit.
Fucking
Yeah.
Jay-Z released an album last year to lure him back. He was like,
That's
fuck
all he
living
said.
rich and dying broke.
That's all he said in the production. You think J. Cole gonna like this?
Yeah.
He's like, yeah,
was like-
play it near J. Cole.
He was like, y'all niggas on the Instagram holding money to your ear. Disconnect. That's not money over here. Young Hov. Holla.
I like that album, man. I'm not a big
album.
Jay Z
That's a
fan.
great album.
Like I'm not a big Jay Z fan, but I love that album.
Classic.
I get
Although
it.
he had outrageous prices for his concert.
Angie would know about that.
Jay-Z?
Yeah,
Dropped them. Is he kidding?
yeah, he dropped them.
Yeah, he dropped the prices.
Who's sleeping on 444?
Yo, that album, I listened to 2 songs on that album.
Then listen to the rest of them.
Yeah, and that's how I felt.
Nah, never.
You see, you have to have a certain level of IQ.
That shit
IQ,
was sleeping.
I think I'm pretty smart to know I fall asleep from that old Farts album.
Oh
Old fart.
man,
Old
like
dusty
you're not the
motherfucker.
same age as him in this generation of music heads. Like you're not the same age as Jay Z to these kids.
Yeah, the reality is we're all the
That
same
nigga
age as
Jay-Z
Jay-Z. Even though Jay-Z's 62, we're all the same age as Jay-Z.
We're all Hove.
That nigga Jay-Z was 30 before I was born, bro.
Jay-Z's like it's like Mr. Miyagi. He's like wax on and wax on in his fucking albums.
He's the grandpa of rap.
For real.
Which is crazy.
No, that's Ice-T.
Hey, yo, man, it's your boy.
No,
Ice-T is the Morgan
slander.
Freeman of rap. The voice.
I'm a huge body count
Did
fan.
you hear this nigga?
He's the worst. Mute him.
Boo this man.
Boo this man.
Slander.
Boo this man. Don't you dare. All right, slander the man who wrote Colors. 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 Colors.
Colors. Write the game.
Original,
Remix
yeah.
that song with Joe Buttons. Buttons.
6 in the morning, police at my door. Fresh Shadida squeaking across the bathroom floor.
Special victims unit.
Haters. But all right, so we saw our bit of slander on like the J. Cole tip.
You mean he was jerking off on the floor?
Insert lowrider music.
Facts. Fucking fact.
Rest in peace, Jerry Orbach.
Shit, speaking of rest in peace, rest in peace Avicii. How much is that sub? Was it 28?
How much is that song? I'm gonna be honest with
I
you.
listened to Levels
I'ma
for
be honest with
24
you.
straight hours.
I'm gonna be honest with you.
I never heard a
Hold
single
on, I
Avicii
gotta
song
hear
in
what
my
the
life.
DJ has to say
So-
about the DJ.
I'm gonna be honest with you. First of all, they didn't release how he died. That nigga died on drugs. That's what.
He was an alcoholic.
Absolutely.
He had like long-term health issues.
He had the thing is I've seen him live a bunch of times,
And he was on high on drugs?
I've literally seen him like do lines of cocaine. Like
That's
Yeah,
okay. So that's one thing. Two, Avicii is not one person. Avicii is an entity, just like Drake. Drake is not one person. Drake is an act.
He's
It's a-
all
it's a-
he's all like
Avicii-
Hey, don't
Avicii is a-
disrespect the light skin.
Avicii is a group of producers and one Swedish kid. So they're gonna replace him and call him Avanci next year, and it's gonna be somebody else that looks just like him, releasing the same type of music with the same 5 producers.
shit.
I'm good.
In theory, it's
When
gonna be.
AM
you know what?
when
Honestly,
AM died,
that's how that industry is.
when AM died, the last of the real white boy DJs died.
Rest in peace.
No, because you still have
please.
Axel, you still have
Do not-
Sebastian from Sweden's House Mafia.
This is totally
Hello.
in my wheelhouse.
Okay.
You hear all this? You hear all this hip hop slander?
please.
These niggas all here talking about house DJs.
I
No,
said what I
I
said.
open up the gates and these niggas like, wait, we got Swedish House Mafia.
I love
Bob
EDM,
Sinclair is doing his thing, and David Guetta, he's gonna come out with his new album. You hear all these
I
niggas
just
out
have
here?
one name. I just have one name.
I'll fuck with
A-Track.
you. A-Track.
Don't slander my boy A-Track.
No. There's
You
plenty,
probably like fucking,
There's plenty-
you
there's
probably like Afrojack, I bet.
There's plenty of dudes out here making noise. Scratch Bass is out here making noise. There's plenty of dudes out here making noise. I'm playing around. I'm just saying, I'm not hurt over Avicii's death. I was actually kind of
I'm not
mad.
hurt over
he
Honestly,
existed.
Me neither.
no disrespect to him, but you know, we already. I don't give a shit, but
We're gonna get flamed for this.
but fucking rest in peace, Mini Me. That's what I cared about more.
Yes, Vern Troyer's death hurt me more than
Yeah,
Avicii's death.
rest in
Yes.
peace, Mini
it's
Rest
Me.
in
true.
peace,
That's
Vern
part of my
Troyer.
childhood.
Yeah,
You know how many he died, right?
That's wow.
it was a hard knock life.
No, I'm being serious. I don't know how
That's who Vern Troyer is, bro.
It was just the two of them, right?
Just you get me, you get it.
you think
I miss Harambe every day.
Yeah, no Harambe slander.
Nah, too soon.
Harambe died for no reason. It wasn't his fault that little baby went in there by himself. He was called a baby.
They act like he went crazy, man. That gorilla went gorilla. Like
He
the
did.
For real, like, yo, if I'm in my cage and some white ass baby shows up in there, I'm like,
baby
what the
was
fuck
black.
are
The
they
baby
doing?
was black.
The gorilla was trying to make a trade.
The baby was black. I'm not
Or
gonna.
whatever the
It
type of
was
baby
it was a
was.
black child.
It's still not supposed to be
We
in
all know
there.
Black Kids bad as hell. We was all bad.
It was a black mother with several kids.
Either way, the kid was supposed to be in a gorilla cage.
It's also
My-
impressive.
How the fuck that kid get in a gorilla cage?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's impressive. But so after that, this is the second battle rapper release, which is fire. But Arsonal the Rebel put out his album finally.
Disrespectful ass.
And he showed us love too, man. We got the retweet, we got the love. He liked it on Instagram. He went
That's how
live and
you're
was
supposed
bumping
to
it
do
live,
it.
popping off at every release. He went off on J. Cole's release. He went off on Instagram.
snapping.
But this album, the second song, he's just shitting on new age rappers.
Yo,
He's going
like
fucking crazy.
like you reviewed it or whatever. I went and listened to it before we started, and that second literally
lost his mind.
He blacked out.
Yeah, he lost his fucking mind. He was going fucking crazy, and it's like he can, another battle rapper. They're not just good. off wax. That just is what it is, man. So salute to Arsenal,
I did not expect it to be like that. Like, it's a totally different view of Arsenal for me.
Oh yeah. Even though I like the disrespectful shit, it was still dope to see it happen.
Yeah, Grape Street Arsenal.
In fact, this is that scary Arsenal that ripped fucking the flag out of Sharon's hand mid-battle. But
Yep. Cook and crack Arsenal.
Fact. That's what's Conceited doing now. He got to make an album. But and then we got straight to this buns ass fucking release. The last release put out review was fucking
slander.
Riff. the Riff. So I actually enjoy the name of his albums. I like some of his stuff, but like he's done. He's washed.
Peach Panther.
In fact, but this new album's called Alcoholic Alligator. I'm very okay with that.
That's a badass album name.
But it's fucking garbage. And there's only one good song, and it's a remix to the first song. And because it's like a house remix, it's just catchy and there's like less rapping on it, but it was trash. We had this dude, Annie Means, who hit me up, who was on like the 5th track. He hit me up like, no, I thought my verse was dope on there. And I'm like, bro, I would have noticed if I didn't hate the song. So, but I did check his stuff out to see if he was dope. He's actually dope. He's actually kind of dope, so I'll give him that. But this album is fucking trash. And this dude, Iceman, on the 2nd track, we're going to probably post about this, whether or not we should have an emoji for a song that's so bad that people need to hear it. Because this dude, Iceman, spit the worst verse I have ever fucking heard in my entire life.
Toilet bowl?
Dude, he rapped, oh my God. He said something about like, in your girl skizzard. Why? Because I flizzard. It was fucking terrible.
Oh man, that hurts my soul.
Dude on that Dubstep album, Big Breakfast, I think his name is.
Oh no! On Dubstep, Big Breakfast is my dude though.
But that dude is horrible. That nigga, oh my God, that Dunce Cap should have kicked him off the track.
They're boys. They play shows together and shit. But I mean, it is what it is.
Oh my God.
Yeah, don't listen to the Riff Raff album. Only the 2nd track to listen to Iceman's verse. And then the last thing we went on was the Slept On Sunday was In Our Lifetime by 8 Ball and MJG, which is
Classico.
Fire. Oh yes.
Classico.
Oh yes.
That shit is one of those you just let it ride and you feel like a thug riding down the street.
8 Ball, MJG, that shit make you want to fight a nigga.
Exactly. You're rolling down the street, you see somebody, and you're like,
But yeah, man, that's all the reviews we had. And then on top of that, there was like a couple of fucking ridiculous things that happened during the week. We had Bad Baby versus Whoa Vicky, and my new favorite, favorite person, Lil Tay.
Hip hop news.
No, don't encourage it.
Girl. She's 9 years old talking about
can I just say something?
Just because it's on World Star Hip Hop,
no Lil Tay slander.
just because it's on World Star Hip Hop does not mean
It is about
it's
Lil
hip hop
Tay, though.
news. World Star Hip Hop.
I don't know, man. Bad Baby's making noise.
Yeah, okay, with that whole Lil Tay, whatever.
Lil Tay's the GOAT, no slander.
I saw a video from a different point of view, and there was somebody behind her, like, whispering shit into her ear.
I saw that too, the dude, right?
Oh, yeah.
And then she started popping off. She didn't say anything until he said something.
Yeah, it's
a circle, man. We had Lil Tay going off, doing her little thing. Then she got Lil Pump involved, and Lil Pump getting at J.Cole. It's a circle, man. You gotta keep that money going.
Gucci Gang.
Wait, did you see?
I learned a term from him, which I didn't understand. He used it, but he called J.Cole a jit.
Gucci Gang? Oh.
Yeah, the Gucci Gang guy.
Oh, Jit. You don't know about Jit, bro?
But see, but I think it's because the way he used it.
Training.
But yeah, he called J. Cole a jit because J. Cole was making fun of young people, so it made no sense. Yeah,
Lil
exactly.
Pump's not even 18 years old yet. He's not. He's a jit to me.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Lil Pump said he wasn't signing for nobody less than $5 million, and still
not 5 mil.
I think Khaled was going
not $5 million for $12 million.
Oh yeah, still no one gave him $12 million.
A $12 million 360 deal.
And at that point, Gucci was like, "Come through!" Like he literally wears a 1017 Brooks.
I would fuck with a Lil Pump Gucci man.
No, he's not signed to Gucci. He signed.
But he signed to Warner Brothers.
Yeah.
He finessed his way out of his contract and then finessed his way into a contract that was double what he was making.
He's still fucking stupid. He ain't gonna make that money back. He's on a 360 deal. He has to give these people back how much money? Ain't no way you gonna make that much money back.
But Lil Pump makes more money off the cloud, bro.
Yeah, but how long you gonna last, bro? He's already at his peak. He's already. No one's checking for this dude no more.
Right now, after getting that J.Cole, he's getting some clicks.
Everybody's waiting for that Harvard dropout album.
Yeah. It's gonna be a big thing. It's gonna be a big thing. Did any of these young cats? Any of these young cats play Coachella that just passed? I know the yodeling kid from Walmart played Coachella, but my favorite person ever.
And then they arrested a black kid for yodeling at Walmart,
which is wild. But yeah,
that's not wild. They should have arrested the white kid too. Like, well, that's obnoxious.
He was singing a classic.
First of all, your black ass should not be yodeling at any fucking Walmart, dumbass. Not y'all. I'm just saying in general. If you're a black kid and you're all this shit y'all want to do, these dumbass yodel take.
Now that you said that, I'm gonna go yodel at Walmart tomorrow.
And I hope you get arrested.
Tide Pods or yodeling?
Why am I gonna get arrested for yodeling?
Because you're a grown ass man yodeling in Walmart. That's why.
All right, if you had to choose,
I think I'll go viral.
If you had to choose Tide Pods or yodeling, what would you want your child to do?
Oh, fuck.
Yodel all day.
I'd rather him eat the Tide Pods.
Of course, JP. But of course you would want your child to eat Tide Pods.
Yo, I've done dumb shit in my life. I'm gonna lie.
But you've never yodeled, so we get it.
I know. I've done everything worse but yodel.
Why is yodeling such a bad thing? That's like a national pastime in certain
No, it's not a bad thing. I just think that it's a fucking disrespect that they invited this dude on Coachella to yodel, and you have artists out here
because he's the goat.
Because he's the best yodeler.
He's the goat.
I think Reba sounds
in the clout game and yodeling, he's got all the clout. He was on Ellen.
He's the go-yote. He's the greatest all-time yodeler.
You want me to put you guys on? You know why he made it to Coachella?
Because
companies. No, listen. Because companies will buy viral videos when they go. When they see them pop off, and then they license that shit. And then next thing you know, they're making bank on it, paying this kid. He's getting a check, so they got advertising fees coming in. So they put him on Ellen, and now he's worth more money because he's been on Ellen. Fuck it, let's get him at Coachella. Now he's worth even more money. Every time that video gets played on YouTube on somebody else's account, they claim that shit.
About those things. If you ever want to know what's about to pop, just go on YouTube and look for it before they were famous. Those dudes have videos up of people right before they blow up.
Yeah.
Like full quick videos. Like Tekashi was on there before his went. The yodeling kid was on there before his video, like before I even seen it. Like it's
pretty crazy. Was on there when she just was born. She just was born.
But her first birthday.
She's gonna be a
$100 bills like, y'all can't fuck with me. Y'all can't fuck with me.
She only knows like 4 words.
More than your wrist.
Speaking of Coachella, you see Vince Staples going off on R. Kelly?
Oh my God, he's my idol for that, yo. He is my idol.
That was wild.
Someone needed to say it.
At least he did. Because R. Kelly won't listen to us. So.
Nah. Barrett talked about R. Kelly's sex ring in his house back on the podcast a minute ago.
But to round up the rest of the week, what else happened? We had Jerry Springer on versus Ricky Lake on Drop the Mic, which is my favorite thing of the week. Jerry Springer with the clean 3-0. Speaking of battle rap things, because I love battle rap, Jerry Springer did a vet move. Not only did he have bars, he had performance, but he had a special move. He had everyone chime in on his bars like a vet battle rapper does. Everyone doing the Jerry at the end of it. He 3-0'd her, man. It was rough. I thought she was going to pull out the red paint and just start spraying on him.
Is Ricky Lake still fat?
She's in that middle stage again.
Is she like Rachel Ray, where Rachel Ray is decent right now, but you know she's like a Big Mac away?
A little bigger, but Ricky Lake has a small head. You thought she was dead? Yeah. Is she still protest? Protest still?
Fat chicks always have better bars.
Love that. But outside of that, man, that's pretty much everything that went on for the week, except for the thing I wanted to say for last was Kanye West on Twitter. Let's talk about that before we wrap
Kanye West is like a grandmother that doesn't know how to use the iPhone yet. So she just be tweeting shit.
He's like Tyler,
but see, the difference is
how do I turn the TV on?
But the difference is grandmas would never like tweet their recipes, and he was just giving it all.
Hey man, the thing is Kanye can do that though. Like nobody, like Kanye will put that out there, and he'd be like, "Oh yeah, everybody knows it's gonna be fucking gold.
Yeah.
Everybody's gonna buy it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Especially with the him and Cudi together.
Dude, he had the him and Cudi, then you have the new Pusha T album, then you have the new Nas album, and then Kanye even said his album, which he said was going to be 7 tracks, which I see people questioning. But
What if you think about
they could be like,
It seems kind of short.
no, but see, that's the thing. You think that, but Kanye has some songs that are like 5-6 minutes.
I was about to say, like,
he
Kanye's
can
gonna put
give you-
seven tracks out, 6 minutes apiece.
Yeah, we got a full album.
like remixes to Designer.
All right, man, I'm with it, man. As long as Designer could be on it, I'm not mad at it.
I don't mind Designer.
I like Designer. I thought New English was a fun time, man. I enjoyed it.
Brings that energy.
I literally think the designer just has like some kind of wild speech impediment, and they literally just put him in the booth and tell him to talk. And it's just like a stutter. And
But
he
he's
can't
a
help
better
it.
rapper when he doesn't
like a
try to
Tourette's.
act crazy. When he actually just
His
raps,
previous, before he
he's
got
not
signed
bad.
videos, he was actually just a normal dude. But that's, I mean, because like it's hard to believe he's from Brooklyn acting the way he does. But I mean, it is what it is.
He's
Wasn't
geeked
he?
the fuck out.
Nah, all Brooklyn niggas are like that. Don't let them fool you. Brooklyn
Dude,
niggas is shady.
Tekashi Designer, I'm waiting for that. I need to hear that.
Did you hear Tekashi shot at Casanova?
Man, and then Casanova was like, "Hey, man, don't talk about me. I'm on parole."
Basically. Well, how do you get a gun in the Barclays Center? I don't get
Oh
that.
my lord.
It wasn't in the Barclays Center, was it?
Yep, it was in the Barclays Center.
I'm pretty sure, like, the video that I saw was a shooting outside.
Well, it's still at the
Jesus.
Barclays Center.
Oh, it was around the Barclays
Didn't he
Center.
chase Adrian Broner?
Yes.
I don't even talk about
At
that
one point, I
fake
think he
money
did,
Mayweather.
but I'm not trying to
that
fuck with
bum.
Casanova either. That's a dude that's fresh
You know,
off
bro.
the cell block.
Speaking of Broner, you know he raps too. He actually tried to battle Murder Mook at one of these battle
Oh
rap
my
events
god,
I
he
went
got
to
his
back in
ass
the day.
eaten alive.
It wasn't bad. He got booed. The crowd kind of killed him, but I mean, it is what it is. But he needs to cut it out, man. He cries on Instagram, posts some shit that's incriminating, deletes it. He's a fucking idiot. Had a draw last night, was arguing after you had a draw just because you're facing it.
And he has 17 kids on top of that. So.
And cries about his baby moms. Like, don't be a clown.
How the fuck you gonna sit there and say fight somewhere where there's no Mexicans? Like, like he's like, why can't we fight where I'm comfortable at? You see, we're here. There's nothing but a bunch of Mexicans rooting for him. Like,
he's
sorry, you're fans. You have no fans, nigga.
Yeah,
like, no
you're
one
not
likes
Mayweather.
you, bro.
He's a bum.
That's the trick. He'll never have to fight.
Yeah, he's a bum. But that's a wrap for episode 3, man. I think today was a nice smooth one, man. We got through all like the fucking madness that happened during the week. 0 little taste slander, which I'm okay with, and
Garbage.
just to wrap it up, man. Slander. Just to wrap it up, though, man. I just want to make sure everybody knows you can follow our pages on Instagram, Twitter, and on Facebook. It's at Not Your Manz, NOTYAMANZ. But also check out the podcast. It's on TuneIn, Stitcher, Spotify, and it's on iTunes. And lastly, if you don't have any of those or not that good with phones or whatnot, you got to have a SoundCloud, or you can check it out on YouTube. I usually try to get these out around the same time. But also, if you have Spotify, we have our quarterly playlist, and the quarterly playlist is pretty much anything that got fire and above after we release the review. And yeah, check it out if you want to skip straight to all the music that's actually good on projects rather than listen to the whole fucking thing. But yeah, I'm John D. Contradiction, and I'm signing us out. Peace.
Stigmata.